Hey everyone, this is Nitro. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate the way I cleared Symphony of War, the Nephilim Sagas, Chapter 27 on Warlord difficulty. And more specifically, how I got the feat Reconciliation. Because in this battle, to get that feat, you have to make all the Imperial armies surrender. So the Imperial armies are the ones that do not have a star on the bottom right. For example, these 4 enemies on the right side, they will never surrender to you, so you can defeat them. The enemies in the middle here, though, are all ones that you should make surrender instead of fighting. Similarly, there are 4 parties inside the castle walls here that you need to make surrender. And finally, those 2 in the back that you have to make surrender as well. So the secret is, as long as they don't get to attack you, that is, you attack them, they will surrender to you. So that's the whole idea behind this. Make them surrender and you win. They don't surrender, you're going to be in trouble. So to make that happen, what I'm going to be running is a whole bunch of parties for combat purposes, and then 5 squads of 1 unit parties. The reason for this is to make it so that your main character, who is actually your ally in this case, will be forced to retreat. So it won't move up and start fighting the enemies. Instead, by making it retreat, you can guarantee that these squads will surrender to you. And it also guarantees that the main character won't die, because you have to ensure that he's not defeated in battle. And last but not least, worth mentioning is on the left side, I have several parties with 9 movement. So these light cavalry and cavalry squadrons, they have 9 movement because they have the Boots of Tyranny on them. So 5 cavalry units, 4 infantry units to make a cavalry class, and then with the Boots of Tyranny, they can move 9. So that's key for having those 2 or even 3, including Beatrix, on the left side. On the right side, there's also a bunch of cavalry. Jules is a cavalry archer, Linnea is cavalry class, Reskuja is cavalry class, and so is Geraldine. So it allows you to make enemies surrender without being forced to engage these dragon squads. And to engage those dragon squads is my super tanky Diana party. So Diana's party, worth mentioning as well, is basically all of these characters are very hard to kill. For example, this mage has arcane vigor, raising it to nearly 300 hit points. The healers have one of them has arcane barrier as well as beacon. The other healer has immortal spirit. Okay. And then the frontliners is Tani the Undying, and Sentinel that has Warrior's Hubris, which increases resistance against magicians and dragons. The last 2 are also fairly tanky. There is a Silver Dragon with healing attuned, and a Valkyrie with beacon, so that whenever an ally is healed, the Valkyrie will also get some healing. So with all of this, this party should not have anyone die to these dragons. The last thing I'll mention is it may be worth deploying another dragon squad. So I have 2 dragon squads right now, Beatrix and Abigail. And Abigail's squad is double healer with 3 very tanky silver dragons. 540 hit points with Unscathed, 644 hit points with Bodyguard, and 665 hit points with Healing Attuned. So she's also actually a tanky party as well. A 3rd dragon could fly in and make these enemies in the back surrender as well. So it could be worth replacing 1 squad with that. So why don't I just remove one of these mobility characters and throw in my 3rd dragon squad, which is actually this right here. So it has 2 dragons and a healer. You can easily throw in a 2nd character into it and it'll stay flying. It has to be an infantry unit. Okay. So if I throw in, let's say, him, notice how it still remains flying. So something like this. Okay. So he's put into play, and let's just begin.
I love this part.
So I'll start by having Stefan, attack these assassins on the left. Because this will prevent them from attacking your back lines. So you quickly kill it, it doesn't attack you, and we're good. Now, of note is my Stefan does have Jade Figurine, which gives a 1 in 3 chance of acting again. So if it triggers, I could move a second time. It didn't in this case, so we'll continue. So now, let's start forcing these enemies to surrender. Right. So Noel will force surrender these enemies. Okay. And if I place myself here, I should be good. So Beatrix will also force surrender. So I gotta make all of these central enemies surrender, and that's what I'm just gonna be doing. One after another, they'll act with forced surrenders. If they don't surrender, combat happens. Notice these 5 cannons will attack, and when you defeat them, they will surrender. So, not really an issue. Alright. And on the right side, there are these 4 squads of dragons. Right? So what I want to do is take out the enemies without having my other characters in range. So first is Rakusha's cavalry squadron. If I move back 1 tile, they don't have enough movement to attack him, so that's safe. Diana is going to be tanking those hits, so she's going to move up and force surrender the frontal enemy, like that. So we're good. And then the cavalry squadrons are going to force surrender those ones. So first, let's just continue to work down a whole bunch of these squadrons. Right. In the center. Oh, another no surrender. It's only a high chance of making them surrender. It's not a guaranteed thing. Alright, that one surrendered. Let's just have Linnea force surrender that. And move back to safety. Or relative safety. Okay. Let's have Jaromir force surrender strike. This one. Oh, no surrender again. Not for long. There we go. So let's move back again. So avoiding the attack from this guy. And Abigail is going to move into the center here. Force surrender the crossbow in the middle. Right. That will mean that Abigail will be my tank against the central attackers. And then there's just 3 more squads to make surrender before we move on. So let's just get that done with. So attack, force surrender. Okay.
How can I help my boy?
Attack, force surrender. 1 more. Attack, force surrender. There we go. And now, I want to start moving Nitro back. So let's have Lysander shuffle, right? And have all of these guys shuffle as well. So the goal is to just shift Nitro away from the combat. There we go. And Jules is just going to move up and wait.
Stay strong, everyone. Time to end this.
And this Gabriella is going to fly forward, like so. Alright, so looks good. End turn. Nitro starts moving up. And the enemies will strike. My middle dragon barely survived, but it did live. So the 540 hit points was a bare survival. And now Diana's squadron will start getting attacked by these enemies. Dragon squads attack me. But as long as they can't kill anyone, she'll mostly self-restore her health. And it's looking good. And the last one actually went after Nitro. Go figure. Which is fine. Alright. And then the enemies in the back are going to start approaching as well. So, all of these fearless parties are very aggressive in terms of approaching. So, what's next? Let's make this party surrender, first of all. And make this one surrender as well. And if possible, I'm going to want some cannoneers to fire away at those enemies on the walls. So let's move up. Right. Aggressive fire. Let's blow them away. Ooh. So good. Now let's continue to force Nitro back. Because I really don't want him to be involved in this battle whatsoever. So the goal is to keep shuffling him back and prevent him from moving anywhere.
Battle formation.
So next, what I will do is
I must not fail.
Going to force surrender this archer squad. Okay. Didn't quite die. So next
A paladin never surrenders.
Victory for Ember.
is to attack and destroy this squad. So far so good. Let's move back. Diana can move up. Maybe force surrender attack this one now. There we go.
Repent before
And I'm going to want to heal up Diana a bunch. So,
Sorry. Did you need something?
let's move Stefan up. And wait. Oh, he actually triggered an act again. Go figure. Not of that much use to me. So why don't I just heal Diana up? 4, 5. Still 2 more units that could use some healing. So he'll move out of the way. Okay.
Bet you didn't see this one coming.
Now I'm just taking a look at the powers. Teleport is not available, even though all the other spells are. Interesting. Oh, that's fine. Let's just have
I love
Stefan
this part.
go rushing forward and crush the first assassin. And then shift over. Next, let's use the power blessing to act against him, and he can force or kill. I'm going to actually
Did you need something?
force surrender this squad. Okay, and move back. Like so. So he should be safe from any kind of attacks except for the mage. Alright,
We will always find a way.
next. So those two of those enemies
strong,
have already
everyone.
been demolished. Let's have an aggressive attack on the third group. Alright, that makes 3 mostly demolished now. Oh, this enemy still needs to die. Let's have Rescuja do it. Attack. There we go, wiped out.
What's our next tactic?
And I'm gonna find some healers to restore the last bit of health on I think Lysander is the one. Yeah. 1, 2. There we go. And then Beatrice
Too easy.
is ready to help and support. I have a bunch of cannons that are ready, but they have nothing to attack right now. Because it actually surprised me these characters shifted right. Normally they move into the center here. So all of these cannons that were intended to shoot them down have nothing to do. Regardless, we're ready to go. So let's just wait. And end turn. Alright, so some enemies get to attack me. Not too many though. And they won't be able to do much because they've been heavily weakened. So they can't actually kill Abigail. Here they come. This one will hurt. With those assassins that I mentioned. And look at that, they actually did assassinate one of my mages. So
Where am
I
I?
am down a mage. And it's the Arcane Vigor one. That's unfortunate. Well, what can we do? Let's continue.
Dinner time.
So let's crush what remains. Attack, aggressive strike, boom.
Bet you didn't see this one coming.
Or surrender. Whoops, we can't make this surrender. So that was useless. There's an act again trigger.
I love this part.
So away he goes. To force surrender these enemies in the back. Let's find my flyers. So there's one, there's two. There's supposed to be a third one. Aha, here's the third. So, force surrender. Okay,
I must be brave.
let's have...
Ready for the barbecue. My friends are counting on me.
let's hold off on that one.
Time to end this.
Let's just take out these enemies
A
for now.
paladin never surrenders.
Okay. There we go. parts. There we go. Go cannons.
Break their resolve.
Meanwhile, let's force him to shuffle back again. Stay far away.
I ain't got all day.
Okay. Boom. Where's our cannon squadron? The hardest part is actually finding my squadrons, the right ones to deal with the enemies. There we go. Another one bites the dust. So now,
Do you know who I am?
we just need to make sure this one
I
surrenders,
can do this.
right? And then if I teleport up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I'm not quite far enough to go after him. That's unfortunate.
I must not fail.
That's okay.
I must be brave.
So attack, force surrender, bam, and we just got one more squad to make surrender in the back,
Dinner time.
which
Donna, give me
should be pretty
strength.
easy to do. So let's just move everyone else up, or in the interest of saving time, let's not move everyone up. Right. If I just teleport her up,
Ready for
And
the
I just-
barbecue.
place her here, she should get attacked by the crossbow, and then we're basically good to go. Oh, I actually attacked my other squad. Okay, so at this
My
point,
friends are counting on me.
let's force surrender. The last group. Boom. And then we get to talk. We've been in an impossible situation, facing death at the hands of the cultists for desertion or against you in combat. We thank you for showing mercy. Please help us on the behalf of the people of Armitage. So there we go. And then let's just wipe out the last enemy and we'll be done. So let's normal attack it. Boom. Down it goes. And then either this turn or through using the act again or Stefan's act again, I can easily finish the map. And if I want to feed the experience to someone else, like Beatrix, I can have her capture it, and that way she can get the leadership. And there we go. So that is it for mission 27. Just lost one wizard, and it would have been very possible to keep that wizard alive if I had put someone else in Beatrix's squad. Right? Just someone tankier in the back that gets hit by the assassin. But that is it for now. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you found this useful to you. And on that note, Nitro out.